Yo, what's going on, guys? This is Houston Sports Talk back into the video day. And today, the Astros have announced Zach Dezenzo will be making the Houston Astros opening day roster. And for the first time in Zach Dezenzo's career, he will make an opening day roster. Obviously, it's a little bit different than the other guy that's making the opening day roster in Cam Smith. This is his first. This is going to be his first time playing the major leagues with Dezenzo. He's actually played in the major leagues, but Dezenzo didn't start playing with the Astros last year until it was like July or August. So, this is going to be his first time in the major leagues on opening day. I'm excited to see. I don't think he'll be a starter opening day because the Astros have already announced that Cam Smith is going to be the starter in right field. Jake's going to be in center. It looks like Jose is going to be in left. We know who's going to be at third, short, and first and catcher, and I'm pretty sure Mauricio Dubon's going to be at second, and even if he isn't, I don't think Dezenzo would be, whether it's Dubon or Brendan Rodgers at second, which it's going to be Dubon. Dezenzo will not be playing on opening day unless the Astros need a pinch hitter. And you know what? I would not be surprised if the Astros potentially need Zach Dezenzo in this game against the Mets. I mean, if the Astros, and I'm not trying to be negative to start off the season, but if the Astros in a situation where potentially are losing, and you got at bats in the lineup, if let's say Dubon is struggling in the game, then I think there's a world where if late in the game they could look at Dezenzo potentially pinch hitting for Mauricio Dubon. And I hope Cam Smith has an amazing major league debut. I really am. I'm already thinking about potentially placing a bet on him for Thursday. I don't want to jinx him though, so I might not do that. But I think he's gonna have a great day on Thursday. Another reason why I think he will is because he put up dominant numbers against this New York Mets team in spring training. Most of his dominant numbers, basically all of his home runs came up against the Mets. He hit 4 in spring. I think all 4 of them came off. I know 3 of them did, but at least 3 or 4 of them, which he only hit 4, came against the Mets. He had a 3 RBI triple against the Mets as well. So I really think Cam Smith can dominate in game 1. But let's get for real. This is Cam Smith's first game in the major leagues. If he struggles a little bit, let's say it's late in the game, the Astros need a good at-bat, and let's just say Cam Smith might be 0 for 2, 0 for 3. I hope it doesn't happen, but if he is, I'm very confident the Astros would call on Zach Dezenzo to be a pinch hitter potentially late in game, and that's something the Astros, I'm sure, are already thinking about, with potentially needing Dezenzo. And I know there were a lot of people that didn't know if Dezenzo would actually make the opening day roster. At times, it seemed like the Astros didn't want both Dezenzo and Cam Smith to make this roster. That potentially they wanted only one of these guys to make the roster, because it was said that they didn't want both of these guys to make the roster unless they were not getting great playing time. And it seems like it's going to be very hard for both of them to get playing time at the same time. Maybe either Dezenzo or, if Cam Smith's not in right field, I think Dezenzo is going to be in right field. And if Cam Smith's in right field, it's hard to find another spot for Dezenzo unless you put Dezenzo in left and Altuve goes back to second, or Christian Walker gets an off day because he's a little banged up and you put Dezenzo at first, which I don't know how many off days Christian Walker is going to really get. He's very valuable at first base. Or maybe Isak gets a day off or something. Then I guess Dezenzo could be played at third as well. So that's the reason why it didn't seem like maybe he would make the roster, but he is. And he looked amazing in spring. He deserves this. 18 games, 18 for 46, 5 doubles, 2 home runs, 7 RBIs. That doesn't batting .391. That doesn't include the bomb he hit tonight against the Space Cowboys. Disappointing loss. The Astros lose the Space Cowboys. But that's a really weird thing. Honestly, and last night I'm like, I guess my instinct is to root for the Astros in this game. But is it that bad if the Space Cowboys play good against the Astros? Don't we want to see the Space Cowboys play good? aren't these guys that we hope to be in Astros uniforms soon or one day? So that's the weird thing about seeing the Astros play the Space Cowboys is like, I feel a little embarrassed that the Astros lost to the Space Cowboys tonight. But at the same time, I'm very proud that the Space Cowboys were able to beat the Astros tonight because, at the end of the day, I know these two teams are playing each other tonight, but I'm a Space Cowboys fan at the same time as being an Astros fan, since the Space Cowboys are the Astros AAA squad. It's a weird thing. So, but he did hit a home run for the Astros tonight. And that doesn't count towards his spring training numbers since the Astros aren't really playing a major league team. But so 3 home runs this spring for Dezenzo. And I'm excited. I'm excited to see what he can do. I'm going to predict he potentially starts. I think in the Mets series, I think he might start one game for the Astros. I don't think Can Smith plays the entire series against the Mets. I think Can Smith probably starts in right field 2 of the 3 games against the Mets, which means Dezenzo probably starts one of them. So I think we'll probably see Dezenzo at some point against the Mets. If it's not pinch hitting in the first game or the second game, I think he'll possibly be starting in the third game for the Astros. But yeah, let me know your thoughts on the Astros, having Zach Dezenzo make the roster. I'm excited for it. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section, and peace out.